YouTube?
We have the band, right?
That's good. Yeah, you're good.
Is there sound on the right bar?
On the left one?
Over here.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So targets. Yeah.
All right, well, tonight we're set for a battle between two drastically different teams. The Chaparral Wolverines head into today's contest with a record of 1-3. Needless to say, this is not where they envisioned themselves at this point in the season. But by no means is it too late to keep this sinking ship afloat. After all, is there a better way to earn respect than dethroning the #1 team in the state? Now, as for Cherry Creek, they're undefeated, a perfect 4-0. The toughest part of their non-conference schedule is over, but now is no time to let their guard down. One slip-up could result in playing catch-up for the next 5 weeks. It's the Bruins and the Wolverines coming up live right now on CCSN. Andrew Onadera alongside Jacob Thurman and Joe Kircher, who I know isn't in the shot right now, but Joe, he'll be here. But, you know, Jacob, we're getting set for quite the game here, even though it doesn't look like that on paper, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think Creek coming off that 1-point win against Pomona, they have a lot of confidence right now, and I think they're going to want to carry that into the game tonight. Start off fast, aggressive, and try to get points on the board early. And I think once they get that momentum that we're kind of accustomed to seeing, they really just don't let off the gas and really just can put the game away pretty quickly.
For sure. You know, Jacob, let's talk about what we saw at that Pomona game. Let's dive deep into it. Really, it was a game that truly was back and forth. Really, I don't think anybody fully dominated. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's right. It was just one touchdown and then another touchdown, and it was just the whole game was close.
Up until the very end, Cherry Creek scored to tie the game in the final minutes to send it into overtime. In overtime, Cherry Creek got possession of the ball first. They went ahead and scored. They, I believe it was a run play right up the middle. And then on the very next play, Pomona's first play of overtime, they go the full 10 yards in for the score. So that was definitely not what Cherry Creek wanted to see. But what was important was that Cherry Creek had only gone for 1 point. An interesting decision, but understandable when you're the first team to go in overtime. Pomona then had an opportunity to go for 2. They took it. They didn't get it. Really, though, that was how close this game was. It came down to one final play. Cherry Creek came out on top, retained their #1 ranking, and deservedly so, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think just the way they fought through the game, they just kept the confidence. And I think a lot of people, especially after the game, felt like that wasn't their best game. They could have played better. And even with that, they still got the win. So I think it was a really good game for them.
Yeah, honestly, it was quite the showing from the Bruins. But like we were talking about in that intro, you're playing a team like Chaparral, 1-3, 3 losses to opponents that on paper are not very good. But this is not a time for Cherry Creek to let their guard down, because a loss today would mean going from 1 to, what would you say, like 5 or 6?
Yeah, they
like
definitely dropped a few spots. So they just can't let their guard down and just approach this the same way they've approached the other games. Just keep winning, get it done.
You may have been wondering why Jacob and I are wearing orange tonight. Not our usual CCSN attire, but it's for Chloe Fallon, a Palms member, a freshman Palms member for Cherry Creek, diagnosed with leukemia on, I believe, August 25th it was. But so tonight we organized an orange out. Our whole student section is here with their orange on, and so is Chaparral's. Nice to see. Even the cheer team for both teams are they have orange bows in their hair. It's great to see Colorado schools kind of coming together for a great cause. We'll talk more about that at halftime, as we did 2 weeks ago with Mullen. But for now, let's go ahead and watch these Bruins head in. Again, Chaparral enters this game 1-3. Last week they lost to rival Lakewood. As here come the Bruins, getting ready for Week 5 action here. Right, this is their last non-conference game before they start the. It's called the Metro East. Many of you probably know it as the Centennial League. New name after the new realignment. But yeah, we're in the Metro East this year. Kind of interesting to see, honestly, because what they did in this conference realignment was really recreate the two powerhouses from the past decade, really, the Centennial League and then the Jeffco League. Those are the two most dominant ones. Obviously, the Centennial League is now called the Metro East. The Jeffco is now called the Metro West. That's the one with Mullen, Lakewood, Arvada West, Columbine, Pomona. I mean, you name it on the west side, if you're a good school, you're in that conference. But same here with the Metro East. Obviously, Cherry Creek getting ready for a tough schedule, although it doesn't seem like that to start. They host Overland on homecoming. Overland struggling this year, to say the least, but that's okay. We'll host the Trailblazers on homecoming next Friday. Then we host an all-important battle with Arapahoe. So that'll end our 3-game homestand that starts tonight, obviously, before we head to Eagle Crest. Interestingly enough, Jacob, really, I would argue that Cherry Creek doesn't have another road game for the rest of the season, even though they have 2 that are away. Those 2 games are at the district stadium, the same district that we're in, the Cherry Creek School Stadium, Legacy Stadium on the other side of the district, a stadium they're very familiar with, and obviously they only play in 2 stadiums for the rest of the year, this one here and Legacy. Will that help them in any way? I mean, that's kind of a weird thing to think would help a team, but would it?
I do think it will impact them positively, just because once you get in a rhythm a little bit and you start winning games, you definitely get into like a routine. So if you're going to the same stadium every time, it just gets a little easier, less things to focus on. You can focus on the important things of the game.
I would have to agree, as we are just about set here for football. Cherry Creek getting that ball set. We're getting ready to go.
Game time.
Kind of odd to have a Thursday night game. I mean, I know that students absolutely hate it. That would be why you probably aren't seeing that many people in that student section. That's a bad thing to point out, but it is a Thursday. And that would be my guess as to why. So here we go. From the Stutler Bowl, the kick is up, and it'll go all the way back towards the end zone, but not enough for the touchback. Bobbled around.
Oh,
let's see who comes up with it,
the
honestly.
Bruins might have it.
They might.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, does Cherry Creek have it?
Wow.
They think they do.
Well, that's
Yes,
a
they
nice
do.
start.
There's the official signal. Cherry Creek comes up with a big turnover on the very first play of the game for Chaparral. This is a nightmarish start.
I don't think you can start any better for the Bruins. I mean, they're starting on the 15-yard line.
Yeah. So, wow. Cherry Creek, 1st and 10 from the 16 with 11:56 left to play. Padilla and the offense coming out for the first time tonight. Padilla has Walker lined up as the wideout to his left. Miller on the right side with one in the backfield. It'll be a pass play. They hit the running back. I believe that's Bradley Mariska. Mariska gets to, we'll call it the 10-yard line, flag down. $11:50 now left here. Still tied 0-0 for those of you just joining us. It was a dream start for the Cherry Creek Bruins. On the kickoff, Chaparral muffed it, and we came up with the ball. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm sure that special teams coach, his name escapes me right now, dang it, but I'm sure he's so pleased with that for Cherry Creek. I mean, special teams has been, it's been an issue in the past, wouldn't you say, but Cherry Creek has, I'd say, really figured it out.
Yeah, the past few games really hitting their stride.
So here we go. 1st and 6 from the 6, although that means 1st and goal, I guess, now that I think about it. Padilla drops back, another pass play. He hits Miller in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Yes, he does.
And boy, if you're Chaparral, why would you leave Marcus Miller in one-on-one coverage?
It almost, from up here, it wasn't a pick play, but I'm trying to remember like the play for it. But really, Miller just, Padilla knew exactly when to hit him when the two defenders would just be in their way a little bit. Not even physically, but just line of sight. And Miller knew the ball was coming right there. He dove for it, caught it. Great play from Cherry Creek on their second offensive play of the game. They go up 6-0 early on this Chaparral team.
Yeah, that happens just between a quarterback and a receiver when they've been playing together for a couple of years. Just that chemistry really builds. They know exactly where the ball's going to go. They're able to take advantage of that. Nice play.
You can hear that band loud and clear from up here. Again, Cherry Creek 4-0 after that great win at Pomona. But let's talk about their other wins while we have a chance. The season started on the 23rd of April when we made that long drive down. Or August, oh my gosh, yeah. April, that would be quite the season. That's like baseball season.
Yeah.
My bad. August, when they played at Doherty. They won that one 56-7. Then on the 31st of August, they traveled out to Santa Margarita, California, where they won a close one with a great Santa Margarita team. Then their first home game of the year, they came out and just honestly destroyed Mullen. 35-8 was the final. Mullen was never into this thing. That was the last time they were here before they traveled to Pomona, as we're back here for the second time this year. This is game number 2 of 5 home games for the Bruins this year. 2 of them coming up in the next 2 weeks. As that goes for a touchback, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Chaparral Wolverines, their first time with the ball.
And we're 21 seconds in, and I don't think it's understating. This is a big drive for Chaparral. We've seen the past few games where the Bruins they stifle the other team early, and all of a sudden the other team's facing a big deficit. So it would be important for them to get a couple points on the board. Even a field goal would be important.
You feel the coaching staff honestly knows that. Pass play. Going to be complete to the receiver, who has a lot of green in front of him before being wrangled out of bounds. That was number 84, Nick Miles, I believe, unless it was 81. No, it was 84. Yep, Nick Miles comes up with that catch. That was from Connor Ruth. Ruth entered this game with 192 yards on the season, 15 for 52 passing-wise. First and 10 coming up for the Wolverines from their own the Cherry Creek 46-yard line, excuse me. 11:32 left here. Wow, is that it? That's all we've played? We haven't even played 30 seconds? Wow, okay. The snap goes directly to the runner. That's number 1, Tizelle Lewis.
Bit of a wildcat there.
Yeah, the Wildcat actually went to a guy listed as a DB.
Yeah, just a speed man.
Yeah.
Someone fast.
We'll just try to make sure that the clock says 11.
That's not us. That's over there.
Isaiah? That was. We're getting a pronunciation from that real quick. .10:47 left here in quarter number 1. So it'll be first down, 1st and 10 from the 35 coming up for the Wolverines. Ruth takes the snap, hands the ball off. Going to be tackled. Running with it there was Dylan Smithwick, I believe. Now into the game. At running back is Zach Lamon. Or Layman. We'll see. That's one thing we didn't get was pronunciations for this game. There was not enough time nearly, so we do apologize. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Snap.
Oh, really high snap. Ruth is just going to fall on it. That is not good. I mean, that puts him on the other side of midfield. Jeez.
And I mean, a single play like that can just end what looks like a promising drive for them. They got a couple first downs, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and 24. Yeah, good luck getting that.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, one play that can just end the whole drive. Well, they have a chance though, so 24 yards.
So here we go, 3rd and 24, 9:07 left in quarter number 1. Flag on the play, somebody jumped.
And
Full
yeah,
start.
that'll back him up even more.
Oh my goodness. That'll back him up 3rd and 29, I believe. Or is it a full, yeah, it's just 5.
Only 30 yards to go.
3rd and just under 30. Man, oh man. It's not at all what Chaparral had in mind on this first drive. I mean, now you have to go pass play and you have to go deep. And it, you know, the long for Connor Ruth this season, the longest pass completion he's thrown is 41 yards. That's just 11 short than what they need. Under heavy pressure, still looking for a receiver. They find one wide open over the middle who comes up with the catch. Jake Killand, I believe. Incomplete. Oh, wow. Yeah, Jacob Killen with the catch.
So yeah, this will bring out the punting unit.
Oh yeah, for sure. 4th and 29. Is
Probably not smart to go for it.
yeah, that would not be 4th down territory. So here we go, the punt team on.
Oh, low punt.
Yeah.
Oh, almost blocked.
Cherry Creek almost got there, but it's going to be fielded. A little confusion on who is fielding it, but Walker, I believe, comes up with it. Or is that? Yeah, that's Walker. Walker with the nice return.
Bruins going to start with it right around their own 28, 27.
Yeah. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 28. Hand off to Stacks. Stacks doesn't get too much yardage there. On the tackle there was number 25, Connor Dooley, the junior for Chaparral.
Trips right for the Bruins here. Marcus Miller by himself on the left side.
But they'll go with the run play. Stacks once again up the middle. He has enough for the first down this time, though. Stacks, just such a powerful runner.
Yeah,
wow.
Takes more than a few guys to bring him down and
yeah.
makes him pay for it. First down.
So first down and 10 coming up from the 38.
Another trips left formation.
Cherry Creek loves that formation this year. They fake the handoff, but he's going to drop back to pass. Scanning, looking, can't find anybody. Now under pressure, decides to just throw it away. So it'll be second down coming up for Cherry Creek.
Just great pass protection there, though. He had a ton of time. Even though no one was open, he had to throw it away. Wasn't a sack.
So here we go, a handoff on second down. Doesn't get much, about 2 yards there. So on 3rd and 7, Jacob, what do you think? What are they going to go to,
Yeah,
pass or
probably
run?
going to go to the air.
I would agree. But Coach Logan has surprised us before. They fake the handoff. Padilla once again
Steps
under
up in the
pressure.
pocket.
Oh,
He's
he
got
has
Marcus
Miller. Miller opened, but can't come up with a catch.
That's a pay. Yeah, that'll
that's definitely
drop
a flag. Oh, man.
Not a good reaction from the.
I hope that wasn't on the air. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be pass interference. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't even argue with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this will give Cherry Creek a new set of downs and put them on the Chaparral side of the field.
Yeah, we'll get right on it. Yes,
So, little disclaimer. We have no, control over anything that happens on the field. We can't control the clock. We've had people yell at us about that before. Yeah, so we're just doing the broadcast. So 1st and 10 from Chaparral's 44. They hand the ball off to Stacks. Once again, Stacks up the middle, gets near that first down marker, but I believe he's just short.
Just muscling his way through people, though.
Yeah.
More people showing up. The student section filling
Yeah,
up
the
a little
student
bit.
section filling up nicely. I mean, I guess what you would expect on a Thursday night. Everybody's
Yeah.
finishing their homework and coming up. I normally finish around 7.
Yeah,
What do you?
maybe a little later.
A little later.
I'm a slower worker.
Slower worker and also in that super high math class, right?
Oh,
Calc
true,
3.
True.
Oh, man. Can't imagine. So here we go. Padilla drops back. It'll be a pass play once again. He finds his receiver.
Oh, he's got him.
Yeah, going to be down right around the 1 yard line. Is that Stack? Or I'm sorry, is that Penry?
Yes, that is.
Yeah, that's Chase Penry.
Chaparral defender just didn't play that right. Mistimed his jump. First and goal.
Yeah, from the 1 yard line, you'd imagine they'd just hand it to Stacks and have them punch it in here. Cherry Creek just rolling right now, honestly.
Yeah, all sides of the ball.
.504 and counting left here in quarter number 1. Padilla takes the handoff.
Oh, he keeps
fakes
it.
it. Yeah, actually.
He's
and
got Penry.
yeah, that's Penry once again. Penry in for the score.
Just like that. 13 going on 14.
Chase Penry gets the touchdown for Cherry Creek. That is Penry's 3rd touchdown of the year. As the student section showing up right at the right time. See all the action.
See the action.
13-0 your score. Willis on to kick that extra point. Kick is up. Looks to split the uprights from here, and it does. 14-0 your score now, as we have just under 5 left to play in quarter number 1. Jacob, what does Chaparral need to do defensively?
Oh, I think on defense, they just need to, I don't know if there's a lot they can do. A lot of it's just their receivers. Creek receivers just getting by them.
Speed.
Yeah, just speed kills. But I think if they can just get like if their offense can get points up and if they can get a 3 and out, they really will be right back in this thing. It's just not the start that they wanted though. Muffing that first kickoff and defense just not getting it done. It's only 14-0. They can still in it.
Marcus Miller, I believe the only receiver to be committed to play Division I. He'll be headed to the Air Force Academy to play his college ball. Willis on to kick the ball. Kick is up. And fielded with 1 foot in the end zone, and man.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Yeah, he is not happy. On our roster, it's listed as Tazell Lewis, but somebody said it was Isaiah. So we'll go with Isaiah. I want to get that correct because I have a feeling that he's going to be doing a lot this game.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting, though. He wasn't listed on Max Preps to have any stats. Or else I'd have him. But probably because he's a DB.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't, yeah.
There's no, yeah.
I mean.
He looks to be like their speed guy, though.
Yeah,
like
he does.
Kickoffs and stuff.
Well, and the Wildcat.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So Ruth going to take this snap once again. Ruth, under pressure, fires the ball off, finds his receiver, who's brought down just around the 25-yard line. That was number 26 coming up with the grab, Zachary Lamont. We have under 4.5 minutes left here in quarter number 1. Cherry Creek up 14-0. 2 big pass plays, either scored for the Bruins or, and this is going to be a sack almost. Oh, he just couldn't get there. Ball is fired away. Brantley there on the coverage, able to bat that thing down. So it'll be 3rd and 4 coming up now for Chaparral. But as I was saying, it was 2 big pass plays that either scored or set the Bruins up to score.
Yeah.
Chase Penry and Marcus Miller, the 2 receivers that ended up getting into the end zone. So here we go. Ruth drops back, fires it to a receiver who was under some pretty heavy coverage there by number 7. Is that Cormier? Yeah, Cormier Ewell on the coverage there for Cherry Creek. Tight coverage makes that 3rd down conversion fail.
And the Bruins get another stop.
Yeah, they do. Bruins defense looking real good right now. Another high snap. The punt going to be fielded right around the 40 where he's just drilled and the ball comes loose. Chaparral's got it.
Was he down before though? That might
I don't think so. That ball popped out. Based on the way the referees are running in there.
Yeah,
yep, they're stopping the clock. Chaparral's got it. Chaparral catches a break on special teams. Why that wasn't fair caught.
Yeah, he was just surrounded by people. And that could be the play Chaparral needed. Just a little bit of momentum, good field position.
Yeah.
This is really important if they can capitalize.
Yeah, effectively that just operates as a long pass play.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ruth and the offense get another shot. Get out of
Yeah.
jail free card.
New life.
So Ruth hands the ball off, but the Cherry Creek D-line saw it
Yeah,
all the way.
over 'em.
No gain. About a 1 yard loss on that one. 2 yards actually, 2nd and 12 coming up for Chaparral.
Defense just right back to work and looking to keep doing what they've been doing.
So on 2nd and 12, Ruth has 2 wide receivers lined up to his left, 1 in the backfield. It'll be a pass play.
Under pressure again.
Yeah, he's got to get this ball off. Again, into tight coverage. I mean, the secondary really is not, for Cherry Creek, is not giving up any holes.
Yeah, just so tight. There's nowhere to go, and that coupled with the pass rush, making it very hard for Chaparral.
Third and 12 coming up for the Wolverines. Here we go, 3rd down. They weren't able to convert on the last one. Let's see how they do here. This time they do hand the ball off.
Kind of
And
a
it goes.
strange play
Yeah,
on
strange
3rd and
call.
10 just to run it up the middle, especially against this Bruins front line that's just been all over the run.
And they were all over again, like
Yeah.
we just saw. I mean, they didn't let him even get, they let him get just to the line of scrimmage. So 4th and 10, 2 yard gain on that one. Chaparral's offense still has yet to crack through this Cherry Creek D that is playing just tremendously well right now.
Yeah, defense just went right back to work after the muffed punts, but same result.
On this punt, Chaparral able to easily get it off. Going to be, they're actually just going to let it bounce, but Chaparral's going to get to it right at the 1. Oh, wait, or did he roll into the end zone? No, they downed it right at the 1.
Wow.
So again, Chaparral special teams playing
Yeah.
pretty well after that muffed first kickoff return.
Yeah, they've
come
back.
to play.
Yeah, Bruins going to be backed up here.
They'll need to travel 99 yards to find their goal line. But the way that they're rolling,
Yeah, it doesn't seem too
Like-
insurmountable.
I wouldn't count them out just yet. First down, they run the ball. That's Henderson. Henderson finds a hole. He's shifty.
Oh, he's got some
He's
yards.
still on his feet. Able to get out to just past the 15.
That was a perfect play. Just when you're backed up like that, it gives you room to breathe. First down.
So 1st and 10 for the Bruins. They were able to gain 17 yards on that Henderson run. We do have Alex Schiff keeping stats for us once again. We'll reference those just in a little bit once we get those stats rolling in a little more.
No one in the backfield. 5 receivers, a little bit of motion.
The handoff to Walker. Walker streaking across. Can't get anything as he tries to turn the corners. Well, he gets about 2 or 3. They'll give him 2 officially, so 2nd and 8 coming up. We've now hit 2 minutes left in quarter number 1. So Chaparral has a dry erase board down. So, but on it, it said "get loud," and then in parentheses it said "please." Yeah, Chaparral needs some life. Wow.
Por favor.
The things you see in these student sections when you're paying attention, man. The handoff. Again, Cherry Creek just driving, able to gain. Well, we'll see how much they actually give them. Oh, they only gave him 2. Wow. So 3rd and 6 coming up from the 22-yard line. Cherry Creek needs to find a way to get more yards and get them quickly. So here we go. 3rd down. Padilla drops back, finds a wide open Marcus Miller, who gets that first down. And what would you say, Jacob? Almost 10 more?
Yeah. That was a nice one. Another play between Miller and Padilla. Just he knows exactly where he's going to cut, and he just throws it before Miller even turns.
Yeah.
Defense didn't have a chance. And
but that just shows you the caliber of the chemistry that these guys have on offense. I mean, Cherry Creek, these guys have been together. Padilla and Miller, that combo's been together since freshman year on this varsity team. Plus, they're great friends outside of off the field. You know, they have such good chemistry. And another guy that has great chemistry with Padilla is Alec Pell, but Alec Pell again switched to defense this year. Interesting to see. Here on 1st down, Padilla once again looking for Miller. Miller able to come up with the grab.
Just like that.
Yeah,
that connection.
How Padilla can thread the needle. I mean, Miller had 2 guys on him right there. Dang. 40 seconds left here.
Just like that, Bruins go from 99 yards to go to just about 23, 24.
That's insane. Cherry Creek's offense is honestly the best in the state, I would argue.
It's unstoppable at times.
Padilla fakes the handoff, immediately throws out to Vance Brazil. Brazil gets towards that 1st down pylon, but he's going to be just short, about 1.5, I'd say, short. That's Vance Brazil's 8th reception of the year. He's got 1 touchdown on the year as well.
Just another target for Padilla.
The clock has hit 0, and that's how this quarter's going to end. So at the end of 1, your score, Cherry Creek 14, Chaparral nothing. We'll go ahead and take just a short break before we'll be right back with the 2nd quarter. All right. Well, welcome back to the Stutler Bowl. Cherry Creek with a 14-0 lead. It's kind of funny. I say welcome back, but I don't think we cut to commercials, so you've been here. We've just been getting some drinks of water. Joe Kircher is now in for Jacob. We're going to rotate quarters with these 2 guys. Joe, what have you seen?
I've really just seen an offense for Cherry Creek at least who has been able to continually run the ball and throw the ball down the field, and Chaparral just hasn't been able to stop them. And then for Chaparral, they haven't been able to run it. They haven't been able to pass it except for on a few occasions.
That pass play almost went for a touchdown there. That's that offense you're talking about, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Cherry Creek has a shot at the end zone almost whenever they want it.
Oh, yeah, no question. They've been taking shots at the end zone. They've taken a few deep shots to Marcus. They've taken that shot to Vance Brazil, and it's just worked very well for them. They've got such great chemistry whenever they throw the ball down the field.
11:53 left in quarter number 2. You're watching 5A football here on the Cherry Creek Sports Network. Cherry Creek taking on Chaparral. Cherry Creek 4-0 entering this contest. Chaparral 1-3. The handoff to Henderson. Henderson gets tripped up right around the line of scrimmage, but able to get that 1st down, which was very important there on down number 3. That'll bring up first and goal. Yeah, it will. It'll be first and, from the looks of it, 9. The 8. First and 8 coming up.
I'd say on the offense, a player who hasn't really got the most attention is Seamus Henderson, because everyone's focused on Jaylee Stacks as our runner, but Seamus Henderson has played really well all season. He's made some really big plays, and especially that 55-yarder against Pomona last week.
That was huge. Padilla drops back, finds a wide open receiver. Is that Vance Brazil? Yeah, it is. Vance Brazil comes up with his second touchdown in the year.
Play action pass. He just slipped right behind the defense, and looked like Chaparral was a little lost on that play.
Yeah, they were. I mean, Vance Brazil went untouched into the end zone. 20-0 your score now. Padilla Willis on to kick it and try to make it 21. Kick is up and good. 21-0 your score.
I'd say this is a drive where Chaparral needs to do something. Because if they give the ball back and it's a 28-point game, I mean, there's only 11 minutes left in the second quarter, but it's still a drive that they need to score on.
For sure, for sure. Wow, the robotics team just shot off their T-shirt cannon. Luckily, it went into the stands.
Yeah.
After the mishap up in Boulder this past
my.
weekend. Man, if you need something to brighten your day, just look up Chip the Mascot. And you'll see exactly what we're talking about. T-shirt cannons can hurt.
It's funny when you watch it, but you have to feel bad for the guy.
You do. You really do. Willis on for this kickoff. Kick is up, looks to go all the way through the back of the end zone, and it will, so touchback. First and 10 from the 20 coming up for the Wolverines.
You can tell Isaiah Lewis, is that what?
Yeah, I think that's what we said, yeah.
Yeah, you can really tell he's waiting for a return. He's waiting for one opportunity to make a play on special teams.
$11-14. Left here before halftime. 21-0 your score. Timeout going to be taken by the Wolverines. We'll go ahead and stay right here and take a moment to mention our sponsors. This game is presented to you by MidFirst Bank. MidFirst Bank, true to your money. Well, that's all we got. So let's talk about some of these guys that are committed to play in college. Obviously, we already talked about Marcus Miller headed into Air Force. Also had some Ivy League offers, Harvard and Dartmouth, but he turned those down to go serve our country, which he also could have done at Army West Point.
Yeah, he could have.
The big name guy, Alex Padilla, committed to the University of Iowa, and man, that kid had, I'm looking here, 14 offers, I believe. No, 13 offers to play at various Division I schools all around the country, Ivy League as well.
Ivy League, a bunch of
Mountain West.
Mountain West, yeah.
Yeah, Central Michigan, I believe, was his first offer. But he chose the University of Iowa, going to go play some Big Ten football. On the run play, it is blown up by the Cherry Creek D-line.
I think it was Alec Pell who finally brought him down.
That would make sense.
But that defense was swarming to the ball. There was no getting out of that.
Second and 14 coming up for Ruth and the Wolverines. One man in motion. Ball's going to be handed off. Again, blown up.
Again.
What makes this D-line so, able to penetrate that O-line and just get to the running back.
To me, it just looks like physicality. It feels like they're out. It just looks like they're tough. It's almost like they're playing like they're tougher than they are. They're breaking through. They're just – it's almost like it's been blown up so many times you'd think that they would stop running the ball and try and pass it. But
That's true.
it just feels like they do just continue to run when they need to try and pass the ball. The run's not working.
Well, here we go on the pass. Ruth finds his man. We'll see who came up with it. I believe that was 26, Zachary Lehman.
Yeah, I think that's what they need to continue to doing. Play action, nice short little routes to the outside, get chunk yards every play, and see if they can move the chains just 1, 2, 3 times down the field, at least to try and gain a little momentum. And I mean, of course, they're going to want to score. But I mean, they need to stop running the ball, and they just need to get those run, pass, those like play action pass, and
yeah. So on the punt, Cherry Creek learned their lesson, called the fair catch, but they didn't catch it at all. Instead, they just let Chaparral down it right around the, let's say 39.
Who was the one who fumbled that punt?
You know, I didn't actually see. It wasn't the normal punt returner for us.
Was it Chase Penry?
It could have been, but I don't want to say for sure. Although I don't think so, because it was a double-digit number, if I remember right.
Double-digit number?
Yeah, I don't remember. Honestly, I don't. Padilla fakes the handoff, going to go pass play. Looks to his right, but doesn't see the guy coming right behind him. Number 87, not on our roster, but he comes up with a big sack there for the Chaparral defense.
Oh, I think it was 57.
Oh, 57. Who's that?
Mikey McClellan.
McClellan, yeah. The senior D lineman. That would make sense. 57, yep. So 21-0 your score still. Clock running. 8:22 left before halftime. This time they go pitch play to James Walker III. Walker stayed on his feet as long as he could, twirling around in midair there, but only able to get about 5.
When players like James Walker and Seamus Henderson get the ball in their hands, it's exciting to watch because they're so shifty that they turn like 1-2 yard gains into like 10, 15-yard gains just like that, and it's just really fun to watch.
Well, and those two based on their shiftiness, and Stacks based on just his sheer power. Honestly, we've seen him push piles before.
Oh, yeah.
Third and 5 coming up. Timeout taken by Cherry Creek. We'll go ahead and stay right here. Talk about some more commitment, shall we? Also heading to the Air Force Academy, joining Marcus Miller, will be Dom Pilato, the offensive lineman. Only other offer there was Northern Colorado, but I mean, Air Force is a big one. That's big-time football.
It is big-time football. Mountain West, they might not be considered a Power 5 school, but they do play against some big-time schools.
One of the schools they play against, the University of New Mexico. Going there is Aiden Kneller, and it's not often you get to say your long snapper is committed to go Division I, but we get to. Long snapper Kneller headed to become a Lobo next fall. Lobos came up with a big win down in Las Cruces against New Mexico State this past weekend.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, big Mountain West win there.
I mean, when you think of commitments from when you talk to people at our school, it's not often that you see.
Oh, wow, Pell hits Brazil for another touchdown, and just like that, Cherry Creek gets it into the end zone. You were saying?
when you talk about players from Colorado getting recruited, you don't hear about New Mexico a lot of times. So
No.
it's kind of cool
Yeah.
hearing about New Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it is. I believe, does that round out our Mountain West? Yes, that does round out the Mountain West. The only guy we haven't talked about, well, there's two actually. Somebody going to play Big Ten football at one of the most storied programs in all of college football. Michael Lynn headed to the University of Nebraska, and man, was he excited about that.
Oh, no question. And I mean, I think it was just recently that he received Penn State too.
Right.
So
did.
he's getting big offers from storied programs, which is really exciting.
An interesting thing, none of these are all just verbal commitments. Essentially, they don't mean anything, right, until you sign your letter of intent.
Yeah,
So
they
these guys
can
could switch.
They can flip their commitment at any time that they want.
We saw Alec Pell do that. He was committed to Boise State, right?
Oh, yeah, he was committed to Boise State, but he decided that he wanted to stay in Colorado, which he now considers his hometown, and he wanted to stay home and play for CU.
The reason we say now considered, he's from Texas, right? Frisco or
Yeah,
Fort
he's
Worth?
somewhere in Texas.
Yeah,
I don't know where.
know the exact city, but I talked to him about that earlier this year for an interview that you can see later this year in one of our episodes of the season. If you want to watch that, log on onto our YouTube. We just released episode 2 last night. It's a good one. Honestly, it's one of the best things that I think we've put out. We recapped the last 3 weeks in depth. We had a sit down with Coach Doherty where he took us through his process of breaking down game film as this kick goes for a touchback. But yeah, the season, episode 2, out now on our YouTube. That's Cherry Creek Sports Network, all spelled out.
What I actually had no idea is that Coach Doherty he was the head coach at Eagle Crest. I had no idea that was true.
Yeah, I didn't either, honestly. That was in the mid-2000s. I had no idea until he said that.
Oh, me neither. And I had no idea that once he resigned, he contacted all the coaches and said, like, thanks or something. And then that's when
coach replied.
That's when one coach, Coach Logan, replied. They got coffee, and then that's when his recruiting to join him at Mullen and then to follow him at Creek began.
Flag on the play. False start, I believe, going to be called against Cherry Creek. No, they're actually going to call it against Chaparral, so that'll – false start against Chaparral. Sorry, it's Chaparral ball. What was I saying?
Yeah.
I saw the false start call, and I was like, what's happening? Okay. Yeah, so false start against Chaparral. But, yeah, no, as you were saying, it was really interesting to hear that story. Coach Doherty, of course, had to throw in there that the reason Coach Logan, contacted him was because he's like, oh, I won against him all the time, which is true. Coach Doherty was one of the few guys that could beat Coach Logan time and time again, all because of the 3-5-3 defense. He calls it Aztec defense.
Aztec defense, yeah.
So effective.
It really is. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that we've broadcasted when Creek plays that we've broadcasted against that we've really seen be able to effectively break that defense.
Yeah, honestly, since we started this program, I don't think we've ever seen a school just absolutely demolish us. Even in games that we've lost by a lot, it was mainly errors like turnovers that caused it. Here on 2nd and 13, though, they hand it off to Lewis. Lewis up the sideline, but only able to get right around the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they spot it, but it'll be 3rd and long for sure.
I think we'll definitely see some tests because this year a big difference is our strength of schedule for sure. I mean, I think we play Cherokee Trail. We'll play Grandview again. We'll play Arapahoe.
Eagle Crest?
Eagle Crest, yeah.
Really, after next week, we do not have an easy game left. I mean, we go Arapahoe at Eagle Crest, Cherokee Trail at Grandview. That's tough.
Oh, no question. And I mean, Eagle Crest was the one who knocked us out of the playoffs last year.
We're looking for revenge. Lewis once again on that 3rd down play. Nowhere near enough for that 1st down, so it'll be 4th and 13 coming up for the Wolverines. Only 12 points separate the Bruins. If they can get 12 more points, it'll be a running clock.
Running clock,
which,
yeah.
Minus that Pomona game, I believe that would be. Well, let's see. In what games have they on a running clock? Doherty they have, Mullen they have. So this would be the 3rd time they got a running clock on a team this season. Again, only 12 points until that happens. They'll get a chance to get 7 or at least 3 of those points here on this drive. Punt.
Short one.
Yeah, fielded right around midfield. Penry fields this one. He goes to the left. Penry has a hole.
I think there's gonna be a hold or a block in the back on that play.
Yeah, it's always so discouraging when you see that specific referee on a punt or kickoff return throw the flag, just because you know who it's on.
The only time you really see it's on the kicking team is when it's the sideline ref who throws it for not making attempt to go back in bounds after being pushed out.
That really is, which is more common than you'd think it would be, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it really is. Now that we're on offense, well, another big-time recruit is Carson Lee, who's got some really big-time offers.
He's only a junior, correct?
Yeah, he's got Michigan, Colorado, Arizona, Utah, Arizona State, Washington State,
Nebraska,
Oklahoma State, and Iowa State.
Yeah, he's going to be playing at a big-time school for sure. Those are just his early offers. Again, he's only a junior. The big-time offers seem to roll in right around the beginning of the summer, honestly. That's when all of these guys really got those offers. Padilla hits Penry really quickly. Penry tries to cut the corner, can't do it. So that'll be a gain of roughly 4.
Yeah, going back to the offers, most times sophomores or juniors don't really start getting recruited once this 2019 class, everyone signs their letter of intent, and they move on to that next class. They start recruiting players. They start looking at film. That's really when I'd say a lot of the bigger offers will start rolling in for some of these.
Well, that's why Carson Lee's so impressive. I mean, he's only a junior, and he has
9 offers.
Yeah, and 2 Big Ten, like 3, 4 Pac-12, 5 Pac-12, and some Big 12 as well. That play. Good for a first down. It'll move the chains for the Bruins. Jaylee Sachs on the run.
What'll be interesting is to see how this Creek offense does against some, like Cherokee Trail and Grandview. Because Pomona gave their offense a run for their money. They created stops. I think there was one notable in the fourth quarter where there was 4th and 1. They stopped them, but it was when they drove down the field, they fumbled, which gave them a chance to score and bring that game to overtime.
Yeah, for sure. So here we go. Padilla finds the receiver on that far side. That's number 14, who gets pushed out of bounds right around the 30. I always forget who 14 is. It's Cameron Pollard.
You're always so tempted to say Dimitri Stanley.
Oh, I know. That's why I always have to catch myself. He was just such a big name. I mean, for the past 2 years, it was Stanley everything. Now that's become Miller, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it has.
Interestingly enough, that was Padilla's 15th attempt, 13th completion. Getting the yards updated for me as we speak. Padilla already has 194 yards unofficially on the day. Wow. And we haven't even reached halftime. He entered this game with 747. I mean, this guy is vying for some records in terms of passing.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to look at the official numbers, but yeah. Hand off to Henderson. Henderson breaks free, but just tripped up before he could really break through and find the big hole.
Seamus Henderson is scariest as soon as he finds some green grass ahead of him and can turn on the jets.
37 yards now on the day for Seamus Henderson, the junior running back. So here we go once again on 2nd and 2 is where they officially spot it. 2 wide receivers on both sides, fakes the handoff to Walker. Padilla keeps it though. Padilla looking for Miller right around the middle of the field.
Number 6, senior Colin Shutt, defensive lineman for Shap, applying the pressure. Padilla didn't have time to really set his feet and drive that throw. That's why it was short.
Yeah, for sure. You don't see Padilla get pressured very often.
Oh, no. Our offensive line, my bad, is really solid at keeping our quarterback protected. he has really benefited with having a lot of time,
Oh, yeah.
being able to make his reads down the field to make all these big-time throws.
Hand off to Walker. Walker vies for the pylon, and he gets in. James Walker III coming up with a huge touchdown for Cherry Creek. Right?
Yeah, that was a nice run.
Just no one's acting like it. Wow, that was weird. Cherry Creek there didn't even really celebrate that much.
No, it's weird.
That was odd. That's why I was sure that he had gotten in. He passed the pylon before getting just drilled out of bounds. But, yeah, Walker gets his first touchdown of the year.
Oh,
James
yeah.
Walker. Rushing, that is, yeah.
Him and along with Seamus Henderson against Pomona, those two were definitely –
Oh, yeah.
the speed was really what killed Pomona.
Yeah, they just couldn't keep up with it.
They couldn't keep up with
At
the
all.
speed. They were able to contain Jaylee Stacks, the power, but when Seamus Henderson and James Walker had the ball, you could tell that Pomona sideline was on their toes.
Yeah. So 35-0 your score now after that touchdown. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to play before halftime.
Let's see what happens. Mac Willis has been really good this year about just putting the ball in the end zone.
Yeah. He does that almost every time.
Yeah, there's only been a few returns.
Oh, this one's definitely going to sail through the back of the end zone. And I believe that was fielded by number 10, Alejandro Rodriguez. But he couldn't go anywhere because it'll just be a touchback, 1st and 10 coming up from the 20.
That's the one thing that's frustrating about high school, especially for returners, is
Yeah.
you have to have both feet out of the end zone in order to return it. And if you don't, the ref will immediately blow the whistle.
Yeah, high school rules are actually a lot different. We had a lesson in that at the end of last week's game against Pomona. We'll get up to that in just a second. Handoff goes for a loss, it looks like.
I don't understand why they keep going to the run.
Well, honestly, they're 4 games into the season, and Ruth has only thrown the ball 52 times.
How many has Padilla thrown through?
Padilla threw the 91.
91.
Yeah. Entering this game, he had 91 for 747 yards. Ruth had 52 attempts, only 15 completions in yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for Ruth. That's compared to Padilla, who has had 8 touchdowns through the air and 3 on the ground.
They need to start making the shorter passes, play action, short passes out in the flats,
Wow.
because they're running the ball and then they're ending up with 3rd and 8, which is a lot harder than, say, if they run 2 short passes out to the flat. Say that's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. That's a lot more manageable
Oh, yeah.
than 3rd and 8.
No, I would have to agree with you on that. Also, they got to get something on the board. If they don't score before halftime, this will be the 2nd week that Chaparral has gone scoreless in the first half. Oh, wow, and Ruth goes down under heavy pressure. I'm not sure anybody even touched him, but he
No.
knew.
And
No option.
I think a part of the reason why they're not passing is this line is not giving him enough time. He needs more time, or they need to try and get him on play action, bootleg, get him out of the pocket, give him a short pass, and try and at least get in some sort of rhythm on this offensive side.
A D-line really helps you, wouldn't you say? I mean,
Oh, yeah,
they break
no
through
question.
and really take away the running game, but then they still break through every single play when you try to pass, and then Ruth has no time. I mean, this D-line is stellar, especially compared to the O-line. This D-line's young. Which
Oh, it
is
is
so
very
impressive. Ball sails out of bounds. We'll call it the 47 roughly. Penry was going to call a fair catch on that one just because he was so close to that sideline, didn't have too much room to operate. But it sailed out of bounds, so he didn't have to worry about it. Minute 17 left here in the first half. Your score 35-0.
I mean, if Creek keeps playing the way that they have, they'll have plenty of time to get this in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have we been forced to a fourth down yet this game? Like, have we had to punt the ball?
I don't believe we've punted. So, no, I don't believe so. Honestly, I don't. Because haven't we had, what would that be, 5 possessions?
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe there's a couple. I don't honestly know. I'll have to look.
If there's any, there has to be one.
Padilla goes on the ground, able to slide toward that first down marker, but he's going to be about a yard shy.
If he gets all right, so it's 2nd 1. That means the clock will continue to run. It's only when we get first downs, that's when they'll wait for the ball to be set. The ref will signal for the clock to start running again.
So Padilla finds his man on the outside. I believe that's Penry. Penry tries to cut back toward the middle, but can't do it. Taken down right around the 20. 43 seconds left before halftime. So 3rd and 2 coming up. Wait.
1st and 10.
1st and 10, yeah. I was going to say that's not right.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find the yardage, though. It is from the 21.
Yeah.
But they just need to reset the downs. Is that correct? Yeah, because it's 1st and 10 instead of 3rd and 2. .43 seconds left before halftime. Joe, Jacob, and I will have a full halftime report for you.
All right, 43 seconds.
So on 1st and 10, Padilla drops back, able to find his receiver.
Jaylee Stacks.
Jaylee Stacks with the receiving touchdown. I believe his first receiving touchdown of the year. So Stacks finds the end zone for the 4th time all total, but those 3 were on the ground.
Showed a little bit of his speed there, went right by the cornerback.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they were running a zone where it'd be the safety's responsibility or if
he was wide open,
or if that cornerback just got burnt flat out. And because of that, we got a running clock.
Yes, we do. That right there makes it a 42-0 game. Running clock. In fact, I think that's just how this half's going to finish. So at the end of the first half, your score, Cherry Creek 42, Chaparral nothing. We'll go ahead and take a quick break before being back with our halftime report. You're watching 5A football on the Cherry Creek Sports Network. good, man. I'm proud of you. Let's put this. Hey, Kai, say something.
What?
Say something.
Can you hear me?
No.
Yes.
Say something again. Into the microphone.
Hello. Can you get that? Can you get that? Can you hear me?
Yep. You're good.
Okay, good. What is that for? Just Alright, now the sound's off. It was off? Okay, thank God. Lexi!
You check, double check, pay close attention to details. That's how you achieve what you want. We follow those same rules at MidFirst Bank because we know it takes precision and expertise when it comes to your finances. After all, it's our job to make sure everything is in place so that you have the stability you need to take flight. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
What do you have to do to convince?
This is me.
Sounds not on, right?
How about Taylor?
Sounds not on, right?
Wait, really? Yeah, he got hurt. Oh, it's only got that.
Pick up that whole You're really bad at, like, just handing over the box of popcorn.
That's all. I'm trying to scream the game. That's dead, so. You got a charger?
Yeah, I do. There's one.
I'm using this one over here.
It's a black one.
I'm using it, sorry.
So, pay for my food. I'll just make it.
Oh, even? Oh, cool.
Right there, popcorn.
We did that last year. We had like, what did we have, like M&M's or something?
Is it social playing still? I can't look at any of them the same. I think the sound was off. Is it live? Yeah, we turned the sound off, right? No. It's on. It's on? It was off to the back on? It was on. Oh gosh. It doesn't sound like it is. Yeah, my freaking cousin's down there, and I keep texting her. I'm like, hey, look up, like, say hi, and she's not responding. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know. Everyone's like saying congrats in the group chat, so I'm like, hey, my man. Sophia's donuts, Hunger. Ah, man.
right?
I think the people want to know what's going on. Look what they're going. She's a. Oh, yeah, no ready. Yeah, no ready.
Out there a little farther and harder.
That girl's watching. Jacob. I just have to stream the game. Bro, my phone's at 2%. Where are you at? 8? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm charging. One who actually hasn't played that bad either is Sam Donnie. That's pretty good. They like just blow a lead or something. They got killed like yesterday.
Didn't they get loose to Boston?
I did right there.
You've been live.
Give me the charger. Bro, I'm 3%, dude. So am I, bro.
Slow movement right there.
Huh?
You want to be cameraman?
I was born to be cameraman.
I will trade you for cameraman if I can
Really?
commentate. But I don't know if Andrew
Well,
does.
that's good.
Yeah.
Until I get so tired. I'm sleepy with the lights. What are the lights?
Lexi! You...
Which one's Lexi?
So you see the...
Lexi!
Lexi!
Which one?
I hate her. Wavy hair right there. She's in
Which
like
one?
the darker orange pants.
What's that?
I don't see it. Darker orange pants.
With the wavy hair, it's brown. It's right next to that girl with the glasses.
Oh, third from the left?
Yeah.
Third from the right, I mean.
Third from the right, yeah.
Lexi. What's her name?
Lexi.
Lexi.
Lexi!
It's 42-0. The second half is going to go by so fast. Unless they score, they won't. I mean, maybe they will. I'll give them the benefit. The dogs are going to eat that. Brandon,
Just being too aggressive. Yeah, damn right you'll pick it up. I don't do no slave labor. Care for what?
Care for war.
Care for cure for Clive. Ah, I see.
I am going to go for you.
Yeah, go down.
Just throw it in their face. Hey! I didn't pay $2 for shoddy workmanship.
Bro, look, he's picking his nose. Picking his nose right there. Dude. Oh, some guy right there.
Where's Andy, bro?
You guys know you have to press the arrow button for the commercial to actually play. No, you have to press this. Now it's working.
So when Max Preps came out with this initiative, Touchdowns Against Cancer, over the summer, I knew that this would be something that the Electric Football program could be involved in. Basically, over the 3 weeks, starting last week against Sanama, this week against McMain, and the following week against Kip, every touchdown, every score, we're looking for people to put up pledges to donate to St. Jude's Hospital.
This is a vitally important campaign for all the good work being done at St. Jude's for the kids and their families.
Coaches and the parents and the kids here are kind of like a big family, and everybody takes care of one another.
Football has given me a mental mind state that nothing's impossible. Even if you have a setback or 2 or 5, you can still get right back to work.
Hi, my name is Coach Eric Terry with the Irvine Chaparral Football Program. We joined Touchdowns Against Cancer because this past April we lost one of our former players to stage 4 lung cancer at only 19 years old. We see this as a great cause and a great way to honor his memory. So I encourage all you coaches out there to sign up for Touchdowns Against Cancer.
For our boys and our families and everybody to look beyond football into something more important, in life, that we can help others, this was perfect, and I think it's a great cause.
It's something that's really near and dear to a lot of the hearts here in St. James Parish. While I was at St. James, we had Blake Brazon, who was a guy that we kind of took under our wings and gave him jerseys and got him equipment, and Lowell and him have hit off a great relationship. Who has childhood cancer. On this side of the river, we have another kid who was impacted as well, Maddox Luke, who plays baseball with my son over the summer. And we know that it's something that reaches a lot of people in this area.
Doing Touchdowns Against Cancer to motivate our young men on and off the field. I highly suggest you join too.
So when Max Preps came out with this initiative, Touchdowns Against Cancer, over the summer, I knew that this would be something that the Electric Football program could be involved in. Basically, over the 3 weeks, starting last week against Sanama, this week against McMain, and the following week against Kip, every touchdown, every score, we're looking for people to put up pledges to donate to St. Jude's Hospital.
This is a vitally important campaign for all the good work being done at St. Jude's for the kids and their families.
Coaches and the parents and the kids here are kind of like a big family, and everybody takes care of one another.
Football has given me a mental mind state that nothing's impossible. Even if you have a setback or 2 or 5, you can still get right back to work.
Hi, my name is Coach Eric Terry with the Irvine Vaquero football program. We joined Touchdowns Against Cancer because this past April we lost one of our former players to stage 4 lung cancer at only 19 years old. We see this as a great cause and a great way to honor his memory. So I encourage all you coaches out there to sign up for Touchdowns Against Cancer.
For our boys and our families and everybody to look beyond football into something more important, in life that we can help others, this was perfect, and I think it's a great cause.
It's something that's really near and dear to a lot of the hearts here in St. James Parish. While I was at St. James, we had Blake Brazon, who was a guy that we kind of took under our wings and gave him jerseys and got him equipment, and Lowell and him have hit off a great relationship. Who has childhood cancer. On this side of the river, we have another kid who was impacted as well, Maddox Luke, who plays baseball with my son over the summer. And we know that it's something that reaches a lot of people in this area.
Touchdowns Against Cancer to motivate our young men on and off the field. I highly suggest you join too.
So when Max Preps came out with this initiative, Touchdowns Against Cancer, over the summer, I knew that this would be something that the Luxury Football program could be involved in. Basically, over the 3 weeks, starting last week against Santa Monica, this week against McMain, and the following week against Kip, every touchdown, every score, we're looking for people to put up pledges to donate to St. Jude's Hospital.
This is a vitally important campaign.
See ya.
All right, so here we go for the second half of action here from the Stutler Bowl. Chaparral trails Cherry Creek 42-0. It'll be a running clock to start this half. Cherry Creek
good
ball.
return.
Yeah, that return's going to get them all the way out to roughly the 43. Flag on the play. We'll see what it's for. Clock is still yes, it is running. Yes, it is running. 11:30 and counting down.
And yeah, so for those of you who don't know, when a team is up by 40 points, it starts this running clock. So the clock just runs no matter what, even on like extra points and things. It just keeps going. So it will make the second half go by a little faster.
11:11 left now here in quarter number 3. I believe that's Julian Hammond into quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Hammond on the handoff. That'll gain about 4 yards. Seamus Henderson, the ball carrier. So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Bruins. Another handoff to Henderson. This time Henderson breaks free up the middle, enough for the first down and about 3 extra. Trying to get the stats updated here. That's Henderson's 6th carry on the night. We have 10 minutes left here in quarter number 3. Cherry Creek up by 42. Seamus Henderson has 51 yards on the night. Not too shabby for the junior running back. Hammond, first time throwing the ball, able to complete the pass out to, was that number
Nico
16?
Lebeer,
Yeah.
Yeah, 19. Nico.
19, yeah, Nico Lebeer. This running clock really makes it go by a lot faster.
Yeah.
In that first quarter, it took us probably 6 minutes to play the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, with those turnovers.
Hammond taking his time. Has 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield. He hands the ball off. Ball carry is going to be James Walker. Walker gets the first down.
Bruins, just a couple plays in, but moving the ball well so far, even with some of their starters out. A couple first downs so far.
8:43 now left here in quarter number 3. Chaparral's defense still struggling to really find any way to stop this Cherry Creek team. One man in motion. They give it to him. That's Pollard. Cameron Pollard gets to the 30-yard line there on that carry. It'll be second down. And call it 8. So here on 2nd and 8, Cherry Creek still rolling. They took Alex Padilla out of the game, at least temporarily, but this will probably be the change that stays for the rest of this game. Julian Hammond, the sophomore, getting some time. Hammond hands it off to Henderson. Henderson breaks free, finds a hole, gets to right about the first down marker. This will all depend on the spot. Nope, it won't. They're already going to go ahead and say move the chains, so it'll bring up a new set of downs for the Bruins.
Henderson running the ball well on this drive. Just keeps getting large chunks of yards, 8 yards, 10 yards. Solid running.
Hammond with 2 wide receivers, even on both sides. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls left. Looking for a man, under some pressure, he's got to get it off. Able to, and in for the score, is that right?
Touchdown, Nico LeBeer.
Yeah, Nico LeBeer gets his first touchdown of the year. Cherry Creek makes this a 48-0 game on what looked like a blown-up play. Hammond was able to find LeBeer. That's awesome to see out of your backup quarterback.
Yeah, that was a great job by Hammond, just keeping the play alive. He was surrounded by Chaparral pass rushers, who just stood in there and made a great throw. Touchdown, Bruins.
So that'll keep our clock running. We've played half of this third quarter already, and we've only had 1 drive. Willis's PAT is up and good. 49-0 your score.
Yeah, Bachman on the kick.
Oh, that's Zach Bachman. Wow, okay, so they're going backups everywhere. Bachman is the left-footed kicker. He kicks with his left. Wow, I didn't know that. Notes from, so Mack is right and Bachman's left. That could come in handy, honestly. I don't know that much about special teams in football, but I'd assume that having a kicker that, depending on the hash that you're on, could help. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, that can make a difference.
Yeah, I think it could. We have 4 kickers officially listed on the varsity roster. Zach Bachman in. I believe he's still in to make that kick, if I'm not mistaken. What's his number? 30. Yeah, Zach Bachman going to kick this ball off. Nice kick from Bachman. Bachman has the guy muff it, right around the 1-yard line. That'll give Cherry Creek time to get down there and tackle him right around the 15.
Just like that. 7 minutes out of this third quarter. 4 and 40 seconds remaining.
We apologize for whatever just happened in terms of cameras. The handoff for Chaparral, going to go nowhere as a whole lot of Bruins were able to bring him down. We've got just over 4 minutes left here in quarter number 3. Chaparral's first possession of the half coming up right now. Wolverines get set. Ruth hands the ball off again. This time they're able to get some good yardage. So make it 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 to be exact. As this clock keeps on rolling. Third and 2. Jacob, if you had to guess, what will Chaparral do?
Probably just go to the ground. Solid running for 2 yards.
So Ruth doesn't like what he sees. He's going to take that timeout. Chaparral's first of the half. They'll have 2 remaining.
So that's the first clock stoppage of the second half.
It actually is. You're right. Some other big games. Actually, just one big game happening in the top 10 tonight. Pomona taking on Highlands Ranch, a game they should win. Chaparral lost to Highlands Ranch earlier this year, I believe, in their opener. No, that was... Actually, no. Chaparral has never played Highlands Ranch this season. My bad. I believe that was Overland who did last year. Anyways, all the other big games happening tomorrow. The biggest one is Eagle Crest, the number 7 team in the state, will host Arvada West, the number 8 team in the state. A big Metro East team in really a big game for them. Probably the biggest one of their non-conference schedule. Before we start Metro East play, it'll be Cherry Creek and Overland facing off in the Metro East first.
And looks like you will have enough.
Yeah, it looks like it's enough for the first. I'm trying to see who it was. Could have been number 30, Dylan Smithwick. In fact, I think it was. .226 left here in this third quarter. Ruth lines up with 2 wide receivers to his right, none to his left, 1 man in the backfield. Hard count, not able to get Cherry Creek to jump offside. Ruth, though, has a man wide open who's going to get blown up. Wow, what a hit there from the Cherry Creek.
Yeah, Carson Smale on the hit. And that
was
even
Carson
though he caught it,
Smale.
that was just a good hit because he timed it right. It wasn't pass interference.
And look, that receiver's limping off the field. Is that an 18?
19.
19. Jacob Killand. Oh, wow. Killand, one of their best receivers. In fact, listed as the number 1 receiver. 13 receptions entering this game, 124 yards. So Killand came up with the reception before getting rocked by Smale.
Yeah, that was a really good catch just to be able to hold it onto the ball.
Minute 30 left in this third quarter. The handoff once again for Chaparral. They go to the ground. Smithwick able to gain some nice yardage there on first down. Second and 4 coming up for Chaparral. We're now under 60 seconds to play in this third quarter. Chaparral hands the ball off once again. This time they have enough for the first down. Smithwick gets about 5 extra as well, as they are now just outside of the red zone for, I believe, the first time tonight. with this running clock, this could be the last play of the quarter quite easily. We have 25 seconds left. By the time they snap it, we'll have under 20 left in this third quarter. Wide receivers spread wide, but they hand it off to Smithwick once again. This time he's going nowhere.
And yep, with that running clock, this will be the end of the third quarter.
Delonte Dickey on the tackle for Cherry Creek as the clock ticks down to one. End of the third right now. Cherry Creek leads 49-0. We'll take a short break and be back in just one moment.
You check, double check, pay close attention to details. That's how you achieve what you want. We follow those same rules at MidFirst Bank because we know it takes precision and expertise when it comes to your finances. After all, it's our job to make sure everything is in place so that you have the stability you need to take flight. MidFirst Bank, true to your money. You check, double check, pay close attention to details. That's how you achieve what you want. We follow those same rules at MidFirst Bank because we know it takes precision and expertise when it comes to your finances. After all, it's our job to make sure everything is in place so that you have the stability you need to take flight. MidFirst Bank, true.
Welcome back to the Stutler Bowl. Cherry Creek leads 49-0 to begin this fourth quarter, though. It'll be Chaparral ball. Chaparral dropping back. They're going to go pass play. Ruth looking over the middle for a that's actually going to go for a completion. Wow, to number 81, Josh Kovic. So Kovic gets him all the way down to the 1 yard line. Almost in for the score, as he was able to slip through a gap in Cherry Creek's secondary.
Nice throw, nice catch. I think at this point in the game, Chaparral is just trying to do whatever they can to get some sort of positive out of it moving forward.
Well, like we said, this was the second straight week they had not scored a point in the first quarter. Bad snap, though. This is not going to go well. Blown up play as Cherry Creek forces Shap to fall on it right around the 13-yard line.
It feels like this has been like an all-game thing, whether it was the long snaps on special teams or just the center. It feels like there's been a lot of trouble on these snaps for Chaparral.
Yeah, for sure there has. We've got 10:50 left in this ball game. Ruth, two wide receivers to his left. Cherry Creek in zone D. Ruth scrambling out of the pocket, looks towards the end zone, but this one's going to fall incomplete.
I couldn't tell if he was trying to hit that back receiver or just throw it away. He was just under pressure. It looks like he was just trying to get it to someone.
Yeah. I believe the intended receiver there was Jake Killen. No, actually Killen's on the sideline, still sidelined with that injury. It was Max McClelland, I believe. Timeout taken by Chaparral, their second of the half. They'll have one remaining, as Ruth just didn't like what he saw there on 3rd and 14. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Joe, looking ahead, next week, Cherry Creek will take on an Overland team struggling, honestly, more than Chaparral is. So with these two games, that lag in the schedule, how do you bounce back from playing such a tough Pomona team to going to two really bad games, right, and then playing an Arapahoe team that could give them a run for their money?
It's just staying consistent, making sure you limit mistakes, limit anything that could potentially hurt your offense, keep everyone healthy, and just make sure you just keep moving on.
For sure. Again, the remaining schedule for the Bruins on the 28th of September, excuse me. They will host Overland on homecoming. Then a week later, they will host Arapahoe. That game at 7 p.m. The following Friday, October 12th, they'll be at Eagle Crest, a rematch of last year's quarterfinal game. Eagle Crest won that one and knocked Cherry Creek out of the playoffs. Over fall break, the 19th of October, we will host Cherokee Trail in the final home game here at the Stutler Bowl this season before traveling a week later to Grandview to finish out the regular season. Ruth looking just for something. He's going to take it himself, now steps out of bounds. So that was not the third down play they were looking for. Fourth down coming up now. We'll see what they do. I'd imagine they'd keep the offense on the field.
Oh, 49-point game, you want to go for the touchdown.
Yeah. .9:11 left here in this ball game. Ruth looking to his left, has a receiver. It's Lewis in for the touchdown. Finally, Chaparral gets on the board. 49-6 your score. That's not going to kill the running clock, though.
No, it's not, but at least for Chaparral, it was a nice, looked like almost like a little rub route. Well executed, well thrown ball. Great play design for them to score.
8.5 minutes left here in this ball game. 49-6 your score. Chaparral's kicker coming on to try to make this a 42-point game. Kick goes straight through the middle of the uprights. 49-7 your score now. That was Nolan Ackerman with the PAT for the Wolverines. As for Chaparral, we talked a little bit about where Cherry Creek's headed next, but for Chaparral, things don't get too much easier, although they do get a little bit. They'll be hosting Regis Jesuit a week from today before, and that's a conference game, by the way, before hosting Doherty the following week. Two opponents Cherry Creek is very familiar with. They didn't play Regis at all this year, but we did play Doherty.
It's kind of a shame we don't play Regis. That's always a fun rivalry game.
It is. They beat us last year in the opener, correct?
Yeah, they did.
Ackerman on to kick this one. I believe it's Ackerman at least. Ackerman's kick sails into the end zone for a touchback. So it'll be Cherry Creek ball, 1st and 10 from the 20. As we have just under 7 minutes left to play in this ball game, Cherry Creek leads by 42. 49-7 officially your score.
Another part about having this 2 games where you may not be playing the best opponent. This is a great opportunity to get some of your younger players that don't play some experience in the game, being under the lights at the varsity level, just getting them reps, getting them familiar with the offense. So if there's an injury, they can come in and hopefully the offense won't have to skip a beat if there is an injury.
No, absolutely. It's great to see these backups getting time, especially when they play as well as Hammond has been playing. We've got under 6 minutes left in this ball game. Cherry Creek, I'm sure, is going to take their sweet time on every single play. Play clock is down to 17, so they could get this all the way down to 5.5 minutes to play if they wanted. Hammond hands the ball off. Cutting back before being tackled real hard Flag thrown on the play.
Easy face mask call.
Who was the ball carrier on that? It could have been Riley Quintana, honestly, but that's honestly what it sounded like they said.
31.
Nathaniel Pate could be. Both those players we just listed, though, are listed as cornerbacks. So interesting. We're now under 5 minutes to play here. 4:45 left to be exact. Cherry Creek going to come out of here with a win. They're going to remain undefeated. This is a big one. This means with this win in the regular season, they will finish at worst at 500 with a record of 5-5 if they were to lose all of their next 5 games. That's most likely not going to happen. So this is a great spot for Cherry Creek to be in. I mean, they've retained this #1 ranking since the very beginning of the year now. Really, no one has shown that they can dethrone them. They had a real tough contest against Pomona last week, and they still came out on top. These Bruins found a way.
They really have, and if they can finish the season undefeated, they're going to have a lot to be confident about heading into playoffs, especially considering the change of conferences where we are going to have a tougher strength of schedule than we did last year. A lot tougher.
For sure. The handoff goes for about 2 yards, trying to get a number for you.
Looked like number 27, Cooper Dice.
The junior. Under 3.5 to play, 3:20 to be exact. Again, 49-7 your score. It's a running clock because Cherry Creek is up by over 40 points. Hammond came into the game at halftime for Padilla, who I believe had 5 touchdowns on the day, but don't quote me on that. I think you're right. That is number 31.
Yeah, Nate Pate.
Yeah, Nate Pate. Oh, no, they're saying that was... I don't know.
It looked like it was just it looked like it was Nate Pate.
It honestly did. Fourth and 9 coming up. This will be the first time Cherry Creek is forced to punt in this game. So according to our stats, Padilla finished the game with 4 touchdowns. If that's correct, then that would be 12 touchdowns on the year for him, and we're only halfway through the season.
This second half has gone by so fast.
It really has. We're under 2 minutes to play already. The handoff goes for about 2 yards. I believe now in it quarterback is Alejandro Rodriguez, the junior, taking the snaps. I will say the Chaparral fans still love to party, that's for sure. On a Thursday night, their team down by 42, and they are having the time of their lives down there.
Maybe they're just rehearsing for future games.
Harsh. Oh. But probably not wrong. Under 60 seconds. In fact, we've got 43 play in this ball game. You guys get set to take the snap for the Wolverines. We'll see. 2. Again, clock will not stop, so they'll have 20 seconds. If they want to get another playoff, they can. we'll see what they do. I have a feeling, though, we're just going to line up and shake hands. No, it looks like they're lining up. They have 8 seconds to get this thing off. Can they do it? Does Rodriguez see the clock? 4, 3. He gets the snap off. Rodriguez takes it himself. Still on his feet. Gets across midfield. Still up. Gets to the 45. Nice run there to end the game for Chaparral. That's how this one finishes, though. At the end of 4 quarters, your score, Cherry Creek 49, Chaparral 7. Cherry Creek comes up with a big 42-point victory. Joe, how'd they do it?
They ran the ball effectively. They were able to make many plays in the air, and most importantly, the defense didn't let them score until that last quarter, and that makes a huge difference.
For sure, it really does. We'll be back next week in 8 days on the 28th of September, where it'll be Cherry Creek hosting Overland, the Trailblazers, on homecoming. We've got a lot planned for homecoming week. Check our Twitter and YouTube for all of the various things that we'll be doing. We've got some exciting things that we're not ready to announce just yet, but we're going to test some things out. And next week's going to be a good week for sure. Just look at Twitter for everything that we'll be doing. But honestly, there's not much more to say about this one. Again, Cherry Creek comes up with a big victory, 49-7 your score. We'll just go ahead and end it with that for our entire crew here at CCSN. I'm Andrew Anadera saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.